Hi, and welcome to our next presentation with Seafire, presented by CEO Johan Bennarsten. Myself, my name is Max Bacco, and I am an equity research analyst here with ABG within industrials. And with that said, Johan, please go ahead with the presentation.
Thank you, Max, for the introduction. As Max mentioned, I'm the CEO and founder of Seafire. Next slide, please. Seafire is an investment group specialized in SME acquisition. We focus on Swedish legal entities and have currently 6 companies in our portfolio. Our targets are companies in each market with revenues above about 30 million and up to 300 million. So far, our largest company is Bolaget with about 120 million in sales. Our investment criteria is that the company should be profitable, but also have a true development potential. We have a clear value add strategy in order to develop our companies. Our targets are 10% increased growth annually and an EBIT increase also on 10%. This means that we have an active ownership agenda. We are using our private equity toolbox to develop the companies. We prepare business plans 3 to 5 years ahead with annual target goals to be reached. In order to add competence, we also recruit senior professionals in the companies, but also in the board of directors for each company. The team has a long experience from M&A, but also to develop businesses, and we have also been CEOs in operative companies in the past. Today we have the 6 companies resulting in a revenue of 327 million pro forma in Q1 this year and EBITDA of about 40 million. Next slide, please. We have 2 market segments in our portfolio. It's industry. We have 2 companies there, Färgen and Åkerstedt, and 4 companies in trading and services. Åkerstedt and Färgen to start with. Åkerstedt is a manufacturer of customized fans to the industry and also agriculture. We have customers as Tornum, Väderstad, and Nederman, for example. And it's Västgötaslätten company was started about 35 years ago, so we have a long tradition in making fans to the industry. Färgen is our latest acquisition. It's placed in Kristinehamn in Värmland. It serves the painting industry with technical services and paint, semi-finished paint. The main targets are customers in the automotive like Volvo, CE, we have Epiroc and other companies in that sector, but also house construction companies or building materials to house production as Dalok when it comes to doors. So this company has been around for a very long time, serving Värmland, but also northern part of Sweden. In trading and services, we have 4 companies. Bolaget is our largest business. It's a provider of electric vehicles with own brands like Evo Bike, it's electric bikes, Nitrox, which is scooters, and also Blimo, which is the electric vehicles for elderly people. We have a true Nordic strategy and also e-commerce business. So we sell all just through e-commerce, our 4 websites in all 4 countries. Then we have Ludafarm, which is a provider of surveillance products to the agriculture markets and the industry, logistic industry. The main focus here is the European markets, with France, Sweden, and UK as the largest countries. Then we have two companies. One is LinguaCom, which is a service provider of translation services and also interpretation. It's a domestic or Swedish market it serves, and has a revenue of about 50 million. And then we have Hidden, which was the first acquisition I made before starting Seafire. And Hidden is providing the film industry with premium film camera products. All companies are profitable. 4 out of 6 have EBITDA margins above 10. And our characteristics in those companies are they are profitable and have a growth typically exceeding the GDP. We have clear, unique selling points or reasons to be in all companies, which makes them more attractive for customers in specific markets. And with our diversity, we have spreading the risks, both when it comes to customer base, but also comes to the different specific industry. Next slide, please. We have an operative model with 4 cornerstones. Leadership, the first one. We run the companies as separate entities. They have a local management team and board. We recruit industrial expert suite company with both network but also industrial knowledge in order to create value through the board. Strategic governance, we have senior chairman both from the team but also the external industry leaders that we recruit. We have development pathway, as said earlier. We have a business plan that we should develop after our acquisitional companies. It's about 3 to 5 years horizon on the business model, which is then broken down to annual target goals, both operational but also financial targets for each companies. And the last thing here is administration, and that is best practice models for administration. It could be digitalization, e-commerce, marketing, sales, and that's also for the industrial companies, which like Aktier, so to get awareness and market knowledge through digital social media. We are creating also a Seafire Academy, which is a development and training platform for the CEOs and management teams in the companies. It's about leadership programs, it's about growth, ESG, and also best practice models. Next slide, please. If you combine the 6 portfolio companies, make it 4 pro forma P&L, we have a good growth since 2015. We have almost doubled the sales from 170 to more than 325 million. It's a CAGR of 14%. And also the profitability has increased from 18 to about 40. So a very good development in all companies through the years. And this is the basis of how we are looking at acquisitions that could have had a good growth and also a good profitability, which we then take the next step with recruitment of management and expanding the businesses. The strongest contributor here is Nordic, but excluding that, we have a CAGR of more than 6%, which is a bit higher than the GDP during this period. Next slide, please. Short introduction to the team. I'm the CEO and founder of Seafire. I've been in the private equity business since 2000 at Swedish Starter and Capman, focused on life science and healthcare. I'm a master of science in engineering and also medical background. I've created or was partner and head of team in the Stockholm-based business in the healthcare market. After building a portfolio of small cap companies and sold it, I started Seafire with a more long-term owner perspective, and also been around in Paris Securities for a year, working with restructuring businesses and also healthcare. I'm having 14% of the shares in the company. Peter Friberg joined in June 17. He has a Master of Science in Economics, and he has been working in CFO position for a very long time, and also a member of the founder family in Bergs Timber, and served also in the board of directors there for a period. Mats Gulbrandson, he joined in August in 17. He will leave now in July. And he has background from financial sector, Capman, and also Alfred Berg. So we have a small experienced team in Seafire, mainly making the M&A activities. And with the change here, I will come back to that. We will strengthen the management team to develop, increase the development in Seafire the coming year. Next slide, please. The board of directors, we are 5 in the board now after Sara Wallin joined here at the AGM in April. Joachim Berner has been chairman since the start in 17, and also Lennart Jakobsson. They have been long timers in Seafire, but also we have known each other from their time in Capman also. Lennart was head of the IT sector team, and Joachim as an advisor. It is active board with both market M&A experience and also private equity experience, and also operational background. So it's a very good starting board for the development of Seafire. At the AGM, as said, we appointed Sara Wallin, and she will expand our network to the west with her background in Almi and also now in Chalmers Ventures. So together also the board have almost 10% of the shares, so they're really committed for taking Seafire further in its development. Next slide, please. Coming into the key events in Q1 this year, we had a very active quarter. First, we made an acquisition of Färg. It's a company, as said, in the specialized and service provider, producer of industrial paint. We made that January 4th, paid 62 million on debt-free basis, and also the founders and the management team, Ulf and Björn Lundgren, they become a shareholder in Seafire, and that's, I think, a very good sign of our model to get them on board on Seafire with a true incentive in order to develop the business, Färg, but also be part of the share increase in Seafire. With that, we made a refinancing of our debt and issued a bond of 200 million out of a frame of 300 million. And with that, we have a very good platform for further growth and a more cost-effective financial structure with a bit lower interest rates. With that, we got Creades as a main shareholder through a directed issue in late March, and that was a really credit, I think, for the Seafire team and business model to have them on board, and with Creades and the bond, we have a very good opportunity to increase the acquisition, making more acquisitions, and also get up in size. We have about 70 million in cash balance end of quarter 1. together with the potential tap issue of 100 million, we will have a good capacity for further acquisitions. Next slide, please. In financial, during the quarter, we had organic growth of about 2%. That was driven of Luda.Farm, Bergen, Åkerstedt, and Inga, which had a quite good growth, all of them. Nordbutiker was down 12%, and that was mainly due to low stock of goods, which we have postponed, the stock has been postponed a couple of months. But also we have had some season swing with quite cold weather, but also the restrictions have lowered the sales. So it have been postponed a couple of months, so we will see the peak sales moving from Q2 to Q3 this year for Nordbutiker. The underlying demand in all companies are really good in the markets, but of course this COVID situation make bottlenecks when it comes to supply of goods for companies, but also especially the industrial companies have some issues with other suppliers like Volvo Trucks, for example. So that will be a bumpy 2021 with less transparency between the quarters. Next slide, please. Comes building for the future. Some more of the Seafire Academy. We have a management training program launched for all the CEOs in the companies, and that also the board of directors are external board of directors are also into that program. We also will include the management teams. We will also increase our efforts in the ESG area, where we are working with sustainability and have also, like Åkerstedt, a very good business model for more sustainable business. But we have to be better in presenting how we work and also take advantage in our different markets. Also in Seafire Academy, it's about best practice models for recruitment of key persons. We have a process there, and also digitalization of administration and other processes in the team, in the companies, so we make it more efficient. We will also investment in teams. We have added management team in Nordbutiker with a purchase manager and a business developer. Luda.Farm was strengthened with software and product manager. And Bergen, we will recruit a CFO in order to free resources for the CEO when it comes to marketing sales activities. Supply chain, as said, there are bottlenecks. We are putting a lot of effort in order to have the short-term tactics. But for example, we are now putting the plans for 22, 23 in order to have a better situation when it comes to stock of goods in our portfolio companies, and especially in Nordbutiker, the most important there. Next slide, please. After the quarter, as President mentioned earlier, we had an AGM where Sarah joined the board. She will be a good new board member, adding both network and experience from small companies, SMEs. We also strengthened the board of directors in the portfolio companies. We have Thomas Barmo. He joined the board of Nordbutiker. He was former CEO of Webhallen, and also new chairman in Åkerstedt with Göran Borsby. Joined here now in May, and Björn Andersson will share he's sharing Bergen and Luda.Farm. And that's also to get a governance model with increased bandwidth when it comes to the Seafire team members, which in the past has been the chairman in the company. And also, as said, also we are recruiting a full-time CFO and investment manager in order to step up the Seafire organization, which more will be more focused on M&As rather than running the portfolio companies with the board. We had also in the Q1 a reservation of 0.8 million in Åkerstedt from an expected customer loss. We hope we can get that back, but it will take some years, but it will be in the Q2 result. Next slide, please. Last slide here. We have a very good development in the share price. A year ago, it was traded at about 5 kronor per share and increased now to 25-26 kronor per share. We have a market cap of 350 million. The largest shareholder is Aktier, which is in the Avanza pension you see here. And together my ownership in Sydsken and Pension AB and some private holding of 14%. So that was it. Next slide. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Johan. And now over to a few questions. So if we begin with acquisitions, since that is your main focus, how do you find your acquisition targets? Is it through your network? Is it through intermediaries, sellers contacting you directly, or is it something else?
So far, with our deals that we have done is through intermediaries, small M&A boutiques, and that has been more where our limited resources in the M&A team, but also the financing has been our biggest bottleneck. So with this new bond and Aktier, I think we have more money to spend than ever. So with that, we can increase our efforts, and that leads into a proactive work that we're now doing in searching companies ourselves. That could be new platform investments, but also we are looking at add-on acquisitions in our portfolio companies. So we will increase our efforts in finding targets ourselves with the financing and also the expansion of the team here during this year.
Okay.
But
regarding
sorry.
Bolt-on acquisition, sorry. How involved are management in your different companies in the acquisition process? For example, by identifying bolt-on acquisitions.
We have, depending on companies, in some companies we don't really have a bolt-on strategy. Like in Lingua.com, we see a very good growth path, organic growth path that's more interesting than acquisitions. But for other companies, the management have a true initiative to find acquisitions, like in Färger in Åkerstedt. And also Luda Farm, for example. So they are running the acquisition process where identify. Often they know they have the network and they know the companies. Mainly it's Swedish companies, but they are then working because it's about in Färgen's industry, for example, all entrepreneurs they know each other. So there's a quite network in that business, and also Åkerstedt, the smaller companies there, which could be a potential target. Jesper is have contacts with those. So in that respect, they are running it. But when it comes to perhaps big acquisitions, then we are also taking perhaps the lead sometimes. So they are the portfolio company CEOs. They are definitely in the process and have the initial discussion. But when it comes to financing, due diligence on the legal and financial side, the Seafire team is supporting, of course. But it's an advantage, of course, because our CEOs they know the industry, they know the markets, the customers. So it's a true strategy that we have to find add-on acquisitions in our portfolio companies.
Yeah, and you have now operated as a listed company for approximately 2 years. Where do you see yourself in, let's say, 5 to 10 years?
Well, our goal is to make at least 2 acquisitions a year. If you say like 5 years, we will have sales more than 1 billion in SEK. We will be on the Stockholm Stock Exchange, the main market. And perhaps that will happen prior 5 years, but that will definitely be our targets. At 10 years, it's hard to say. We will still be in our area. I mean, when you become bigger, it's easy to get up in size when it comes to acquisition. So I mean, if you have a revenue of 2 billion SEK and you make an acquisition of 50 million SEK, it doesn't have huge impact. But I think our real target and our competitive advantage is to work in this SME sector, 50 to perhaps 300 million in sales in the target companies. So I would say that in 5 years, 1 billion in sales at least, and listed on the main market. 10 years, perhaps 5 billion in sales. I don't know. It's easy to buy companies, but you have to take care of it, and in order to develop it in a good way. And if you have very much financial capacity, of course, you can increase the prices. But I think it's important to have discipline in order to stay at this 4 to 6 times EBITDA or EBIT, and also making investments in a good pace where you can actually manage and take care of the company.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Johan. I think it's time for a short lunch break. So thank you to you for joining us here today, and good luck on your future growth journey. And I hope we'll be hearing more from you in the next quarters. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Bye.